Good evening, Diane again here. So this is I have done absolutely nothing with my hair or my clothes today, writing face. And the reason why is because today was the Nano House Cup. And I would like to talk about that because that is a fun event that I think that people who are doing NaNoWriMo might really enjoy. So, let's see here. Let's turn around the camera. All right. So, the Nano House Cup is done by a really neat lady named Elena Mae Darcy, who does this on Twitter. And sometimes she kind of has an idea of the date in advance, but not the time. I think it has something to do with her work schedule, right? So, you got to keep up on what's going on her Twitter page or on the Nano Word Sprints Twitter page in order to be aware of the timing. So, how does this work? It starts like this. She comes on, right? Whispers, I solemnly swear I'm up to no good was her first post. Hello friends, Elena Mae here to bring back the Nano House Cup. And then all the gifts that she uses are related to Harry Potter. That would be my husband hacking his lungs out in the background, so you'll have to excuse him. There's nothing I can do to edit that out while I'm doing this live. Anyway.
Sorry.
So, everything is themed around Harry Potter, and how it works is, well, she explains it, right? What is the Nano House Cup, you may ask? A series of sprints where every word written counts as a point for your Hogwarts house. And how that works is you declare what house you are supporting, and then you're considered to be on that team. She gives you suggestions of how to pick your house based on the different traits of the different Hogwarts houses. I always rep Gryffindor because, well, I'm a Gryffindor. Whenever I do the tests, I'm a Gryffindor. So, Ravenclaw's always my number 2, me and Hermione. But anyway, right, so and then when you tweet your result of your word sprint, you use the hashtag for whichever your house is, and then, after each sprint, she adds up the totals, and a winner is declared at the end of the night. Right, so here's an example, right? We begin with a 1K 30 minute at 10 after. Right, and that 1K 30 minute is the idea of, can you write 1,000 words in 30 minutes? I never do it. I'm a much slower writer than that. I have trouble with that. So, right, so then, there'll be breaks, and there'll be another one. She'll include optional prompts. This one was this was the same 30-minute one that she told us she was going to do. Her prompt for this one was, include a meaningful hug in your scene. You don't have to actually use any of these, of course, but, if you need an idea, it's there. Right? So she'll give you halfway warning marks. This is a fairly typical of other word sprints too, except that in this particular case, you declare for your Hogwarts house, right? Okay, so then when they say stop, report in your count and your Hogwarts house, take a quick break. Right? Now, the replies to this are the interesting thing. This will show you how it's done. I'm going to just fire it up so you can get an idea. Oh, yeah, figures out as the last one there. Right? So, there's my number of words in that 30 minutes. I had interruptions to my defense, and the house name. Right? But you can also include more information about how you're doing. Some people include emojis. The Gryffindors like to use a lion. There's a snake emoji that, of course, the Slytherins have taken over. We don't seem to have a raven, so the Ravenclaw is using the eagle. There's no real good one for the Hufflepuffs, though. We need to do something about it. I think some of them have used raccoons, but it doesn't really symbolize the same thing as a badger. So get a badger, Twitter. Okay, so during the breaks, she totals up the house points, and then she announces them at the end of the following sprint. Right, so... yeah, okay, so why do I think this is cool? Right, well, actually here, first of all, I'll just scroll through and show you what happens at the end of each sprint, right? When she's totaled up, how many have your totals, right? The house that won the sprint gets a funky graphic like this. In this particular case, it was the Slytherins. Damn snakes. Anyway. Gryffindor always loses. Why? Because there are not enough Gryffindors. We always are outnumbered by everybody else, probably because since the Gryffindors were the stars of the Harry Potter movies, nobody thinks it's cool to be a Gryffindor. I don't really know what the deal is with that. But anyway, this is my recruitment drive. But the idea is to encourage one another, right? Then at the end of the night, they announce the results, right? The final numbers, Gryffindor was in 4th place with 51,000 plus words. Hufflepuff had 71,000 plus words. Slytherin had 85,000 plus words. And Ravenclaw won with 94,000, almost 95,000 words. Yeah. So, why do I love this thing? Well, I love this thing because, for me, it's everything that's cool about NaNoWriMo. The thing about this whole experience in terms of... one of the cool things about it is the fact that it turns what is normally described by many as a very lonely activity into something that you do as a group. There's other people who are doing this stuff with you. You can encourage each other. You can talk to each other. You can do it online. You can do it in person. So you feel like you've got, buddies who are in the trenches with you and doing the same kind of weirdness and craziness that you are. And that's a lot of fun. And this goes one step further. It turns the whole thing from a lonely, solitary activity you do to a team sport. Right? Because you're all trying to get points for your houses and try to be the one that's number one. It doesn't really mean anything, We don't let anybody get nasty with each other because, you know what? Since you declare your house, it's not like, it's partially based on the number of words you produce, but it's also in the number of people who participate for your house, right? So Gryffindor is always going to lose until we get more Gryffindors, and that's just fine because it's not about that. It's about, come on for our side, right? It's like cheering for your favorite sports team or playing for your basketball team, but not when, when it's like your office, not when it's like, professional, because it really doesn't matter. The whole idea is to encourage you. Now, I did I did something like 3,000 words today, which I had to do in order to catch up. And the House Cup was in good part a reason why. I cracked the 10K mark, which is par. That's where I should be on day 6. I'm at 10,081 words, so I barely cracked par, but I did it, and I came from behind to do it. And the House Cup is a good reason why. So that's why I wanted to share that with you. And I promise I will be more together tomorrow when I appear on camera. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.